because we went through the entire process of the daily on the 1 minute. Just for the record, I'm gonna show everyone exactly what I'm talking about there. So we've got this movement here, and it's got a lot. Like if we just look at this area here, because we don't have the extra part on the daily yet. It managed to come up in a manner that was very similar to how we did over here. And then when we fell down, we had a chop that was a little bit of a pullback, and we did that same thing over here. We had that little bit of a pullback and then dumped down, right? And then we dumped down, right? So when we came back up from the bottom, it made another little pullback, but it was lower. Like it was distinctly lower, just like on the daily, where we can see one pullback's here and one pullback's down here, right? We see that. And then we pump up, drastically into this range-like environment where we had a POC in there. And you can see there's a green zone down here and a red zone up here. Just like we have a green zone down here and a red zone up here. And it used half of the range, specifically half of the range. Just like we only used half of the range here. So the next movement was to go from spiking the green zone to the red zone and then through it, ironically. Now, I've been talking about the need to actually just use this sucker for a long time here. It's a big range. If we use the whole thing, it's 1,400 points. I've said 1,400 points every single day, for like a week now. Ever since we've been in this area, I've been talking about getting to the other side of it because I see that as the end result. See that as the number one thing to be exposed to the entire time that we're here. And it's like a fifth wave. Like for instance, if I go Control Z long enough, you'll see original analysis pop in here, and you'll see that I actually have this drawn in here, this giant 5-wave move, right? So the need to use that red zone and fall back to the green zone and then get on top of the red zone is already part of the plan, despite all of the news that people will be like, oh my god, it's affecting my life so much and I couldn't calculate when this was going to happen or why this is happening or what is going on. That is a time where technically something could happen to the market when we get up there. I think that's a great place to reverse. Now, you want to know what's funny? Is if you look at the last short that I made, it's the exact same pattern. It's not like we're out of the woods with these fibs, I don't really have much faith in them, but if they want to work, it's not going to affect my position. I'm looking at potentially hedging them, but I'm not giving up exposure to the upside because I don't want to be catching it above the VWAP. I think that's blasphemy. You know what I mean? It's terrible. I'm like, ew, no. I don't care if it turns into a 61 or something like that. It's just not for me. It's not good. It's like settling for less. But shorting with no long trade is not as attractive either. I'm not a fan of fighting against the trend. Not even halfway through the range, we've got all of this space still to even just graze the red zone. And shorting, there's still like 470 points till we get to the red zone. And if we were to make it to the other side, that's 759 points. And all of this stuff could be avoided just by holding. That's the number one thing that I'm an advocate of. And it's ultimately something I am interested in getting on top of. Regardless of whatever decline that we have to make from this point, I am interested in getting on top of this consolidation. I could care less if it does that right now. I want it to get to the red zone. Number one is exposure to the red zone. When I have exposure, my job's done. That's what I know. And so long as I have exposure, my job's done. If it comes down to knock me out and I have to find a better price, then so be it. Ultimately, I want to see it go to the red zone above, though. So, I mean, whether it does it or not, does it affect the position? Like, no, it doesn't affect the position. So I'm like, okay, even if it does, why would you want to get out and get back in? I don't understand. It'd be easier just to hold. Because I don't think they're going to offer opportunities like, very frequently. I don't think 61s are going to be common. I don't think they're going to be, the small ones, sure. But they think that people that take small 61s won't hold for a long time.